Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be talking about how data is transforming customer experience, specifically in the omnichannel world,
Yeah.
Creating those seamless experiences across every single touch point. I think it's becoming clearer and clearer to businesses that companies that really nail this see phenomenal results. The article that we're diving into today is How to Use Data to Transform Omnichannel Consumer Experience, CX. And one of the stats that jumped out to me was that businesses with strong omnichannel strategies retain almost 90% of their customers. I mean, that's absolutely a game changer. But how do you actually build this thing? They call it a digital-first integrated omnichannel approach. But what does that even look like in practice?
Well, the article lays out this very fascinating three-layer framework, and the first layer is all about data. So think of it as this journey. You go from a solid data strategy through digital transformation, then a sophisticated MarTech transformation, and ultimately you end up at AI-driven omnichannel customer experience.
Okay, so it's like leveling up your customer experience game, one layer at a time. Let's unlock the secrets to these layers.
Sounds good. So the first layer is all about understanding that digital transformation is not just about the latest and greatest technology. It really starts with understanding your customers' experiences and then using technology as a tool to help you get there.
So it's about using technology strategically to solve those real customer problems and create those seamless, enjoyable experiences they're expecting.
Exactly. And this is where a very robust data strategy comes into play. This first layer from data to digital transformation really emphasizes breaking down data silos, those little pockets of information that are scattered across different departments and different systems. What you really need is a single unified view of the customer.
It makes sense. You can't personalize experiences if you don't have a clear picture of who your customers are or how they interact with your brand.
Exactly. And the article goes into the key building blocks of what they call a data-driven IT ecosystem. It's not just about the fancy customer-facing apps. It's about connecting those customer-facing solutions with the back-end systems that make everything run smoothly.
I see. So you're looking at both sides of the coin, what the customer sees and what's happening behind the scenes to actually power that whole experience.
Precisely. So on the customer-facing side, you've got things like e-commerce platforms, systems to manage product information like PI, your DXP and CMS for your content, and of course your customer support systems. But underpinning all of that is your core set of business applications, things like your ERP and your CRM that manage all your internal processes and customer data.
Okay, there's a lot to keep track of here.
There is, but each piece plays a very vital role in creating that seamless omni-channel experience. And then let's not forget about the data management and analytics layer, things like your data lakes and warehouses and business intelligence tools. You're using all of that to turn that raw data into valuable insights.
So gathering data from every touch point, making sense of it, and then using those insights to actually improve the customer experience across the board.
Exactly. And the article highlights another very crucial piece of this puzzle, optimizing your back-end processes. Things like automation and streamlined workflows. These are absolutely essential for supporting those real-time interactions that customers now expect. There was a stat from Salesforce that 64% of customers expect an immediate response from businesses.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. So
Yeah.
I can see why having those efficient back-end processes in place is so important. You've got to be agile and responsive to meet those customer expectations.
Absolutely. And that's where we move into layer two of the framework, the shift from digital transformation to MarTech transformation. This is where we start to see how a connected MarTech ecosystem plays a vital role in delivering those satisfying, seamless, omni-channel experiences, the kinds of experiences that actually create loyal customers.
Okay, I am very much intrigued to learn more. Let's dive into layer two and explore this whole world of MarTech. Okay, so we've laid that groundwork with our data strategy. We've got our digital transformation in motion. Now it's time to tackle layer two, MarTech transformation. I'm ready to dive into this world of MarTech. How do we build that perfect MarTech ecosystem?
Well, before we even talk about the perfect MarTech stack, the article makes a really interesting point. They talk about the importance of looking inside the box. And what they mean by that is really optimizing the MarTech tools and processes you already have in place before you start incorporating all the fancy new AI and stuff like that.
Okay, so it's kind of like making sure your house is in order before you start building that fancy new addition.
Exactly, get the foundation right. And then they break down the MarTech stack into essentially two main parts: unification of data and then processing, activation, and measurement.
Okay, so let's start with unifying the data. I'm guessing this is where we're talking about bringing together first-party, second-party, and third-party data.
That's right. First party, that's your own customer data, things like purchase history, website interactions.
Hmm.
Second party comes from partnerships, other companies that you're collaborating with. And then third party data comes from external providers. That might be demographic information or market research data. But the more data you have, the richer your understanding of the customer becomes.
But it's not just about the quantity of data, right? It's got to be high quality, well-organized data.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. You need the right tools for data ingestion and processing. Think about platforms that can gather data from multiple channels in real time, data lakes to store all that raw information, and data warehouses to stay the processed data that's ready for analysis.
It's like building this incredible library of customer information.
I love that analogy. And then, of course, you need a good system for data governance.
Mm.
Especially in today's world with all the privacy concerns, you need to make sure that data is accurate, secure, and used responsibly.
Right, that makes sense. So we've unified our data. What happens next? How do we actually use this information to start creating those amazing customer experiences?
That's where the processing, activation, and measurement part comes in. And at the heart of this process is the CDP, the Customer Data Platform. Think of it as the brain of the whole operation.
Okay, so the CDP is taking all that unified data and giving us that 360-degree view of each customer.
Exactly. It allows for advanced segmentation and personalization. You can trigger those dynamic campaigns and make those real-time adjustments that really wow your customers. But it's not just about the CDP. We also need to consider the experience layer, the content, the creative. This is where your DXP comes in, your digital experience platform, ensuring that cohesive, personalized experience across all your digital channels.
So we're talking websites, mobile apps, social media, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang, exactly. And then, of course, you've got your content management system, CMS, to manage and deliver all that content, your digital asset management system, DAM, to store and manage creative assets like images and videos, and campaign management systems to streamline distribution.
It really is like this perfectly choreographed dance. You got the data and the technology moving in sync.
I love that analogy. And there's still more to this MarTech orchestra. You've got ad tech tracking, optimization, and analytics, and then that all-important optimization and feedback loop.
Wow, okay, you're really painting a picture here.
Yeah.
So let's break down some of these key components.
Mm-hmm.
What role does ad tech play in all of this?
Well, ad tech is all about using data to create really targeted advertising campaigns that resonate with specific audiences. You know those ads that seem to follow you around the internet? That's ad tech at work. The article highlights things like programmatic advertising platforms. Those are automated tools that use all that customer data for very targeted advertising across online display, social media, and video.
Yeah, so if I'm online shopping for a new pair of running shoes, I can pretty much guarantee I'm going to start seeing ads for running gear everywhere.
It's pretty amazing how targeted those ads can be.
It can be a bit creepy sometimes. But from a marketer's perspective, it's all about delivering relevant content and offers to the right people at the right time. And that brings us to audience targeting and segmentation. These ad tech platforms use data from CDPs and DMPs, data management platforms, to create those laser-focused audience segments. That way your campaigns are really hitting the mark.
So it's not just about blasting out a generic message to everyone. It's about tailoring that message to each person's interests and online behavior.
Exactly. And then we have to measure how effective these campaigns are across all those different channels. That's where cross-channel campaign measurement comes in. It gives you all that data that you need to optimize future campaigns and refine your audience segments even further. It's all about continuous learning and improvement.
It sounds like data is really the driving force behind every decision in the MarTech world. It really is. And those insights become even more powerful when you start to layer in tracking, optimization, and analytics. You've got things like web analytics and tracking. Those tools help you understand how people are interacting with your websites and your digital properties. They track engagement conversions, even those frustrating points where people drop off. And that helps you identify areas for improvement in the customer journey.
It's like having a detective on the case, uncovering all those hidden clues about customer behavior.
I like that. And then you have A/B testing and personalization platforms. Those are essential tools for testing different versions of your content. You can try out different headlines, images, calls to action, all sorts of things to see what resonates best with your audience. It's about experimentation and continuous improvement.
Absolutely.
And then underpinning all of this is the power of predictive analytics and AI models. These systems use machine learning to analyze all that customer data and predict future behavior.
So we can actually anticipate what customers might want or need before they even know it themselves.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing. And then to make sense of all this data, we need really good data visualization and reporting tools. These are sometimes called BI tools, business intelligence tools. They take all those complex data points and present them in a clear, actionable way, usually through dashboards and reports.
So you can really see the story the data is telling,
Yeah.
and use that to make informed decisions about your marketing and business strategy.
Right. And finally, we have the optimization and feedback loop. This is what brings everything full circle. It's about continuously analyzing customer interactions, adjusting your campaigns and your personalization efforts based on the insights you're gathering, and integrating feedback from your sales and customer support teams.
So it's a never-ending cycle of listening, learning, and adapting.
Exactly. And a critical part of that loop is campaign performance and attribution analysis. We use multi-touch attribution models to really understand which channels and touch points are most effective at driving conversions. That way you can optimize your budget and really focus your campaigns on the areas that are moving the needle.
Yeah, so you can see which efforts are bringing in the most valuable customers. And double down on those strategies. This is a lot to absorb. But it's incredible how all these different pieces come together to create such a sophisticated approach to the customer experience. But we're not done yet, are we? We still need to explore that layer 3 where AI takes center stage. You got it. That's where we'll really see how AI can take those personalized experiences to a whole new level.
Okay, so we've built our data foundation. We've fine-tuned our MarTech ecosystem. Now it's time for the main event, Layer 3 AI-driven Omnichannel CX. Now I'm imagining super personalized recommendations that are so good, it's like AI can actually read my mind.
Well, we're not quite at the mind-reading stage yet, but AI is definitely making some serious waves in customer experience. The big takeaway here is that it's not about just using AI for the sake of it. It's about using it strategically, combining it with all that rich data we've been talking about, along with personalization, automation, predictive insights. That's how you create those truly exceptional customer experiences. So it's about using AI with a purpose, not just throwing it at a problem and hoping for the best.
Exactly. And the article dives into some really fascinating examples of how AI is being applied and how it's going to revolutionize different parts of the IT and MarTech landscape in the next few years.
All right, give me the highlights. What are those aha moments?
Well, let's start with the evolution from hyper-personalized to what the author calls hyper-innovative experiences. We've talked about CDPs, customer data platforms,
Hmm.
and how they're used to create those customer personas. Well, imagine taking that a step further with something called predictive personas. It's almost like you have a crystal ball that shows you how a customer's needs and preferences are going to evolve over time.
Okay, predictive personas. That sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does sound futuristic, but it's actually becoming a reality. Companies like Temu and Vinted.com are already using AI to predict how customer preferences are going to shift. And then they adapt their strategies accordingly. It's not just about reacting to what customers are doing today. It's about anticipating what they're going to want tomorrow.
So instead of personalizing based on just past behavior, we can start to anticipate their future needs.
Exactly. And this predictive power extends to other areas of the MarTech ecosystem too. Look at CRM and marketing automation. We're seeing things like predictive customer support. AI can actually identify potential issues before they even arise. And then there are next best action recommendations, where machine learning suggests the most effective way to engage with each customer.
So it's about being more proactive, helping customers along the way, and resolving problems before they become big issues.
Exactly. And think about AI-powered content recommendations. These systems can suggest relevant articles, blog posts, even products, all across different channels, creating a much more personalized and engaging experience for the customer.
It's like having a personal concierge for every single customer.
I like that analogy. And let's not forget about how AI can really empower customer support behind the scenes. You've got things like AI-powered sentiment analysis that can help agents gauge a customer's mood in real time so they can adjust their tone and their approach. It makes for a much more empathetic interaction.
It's like giving your customer service team an emotional intelligence boost.
Exactly. And then remember those omni-channel ticketing systems we talked about? Those use AI to create a unified view of all the customers' interactions across every channel. So your agents have all the context they need to provide seamless and consistent support.
It's all about breaking down those silos and creating a truly customer-centric approach.
Right. And AI is also playing a huge role in what we call those phygital journeys, blending the physical and digital worlds. For example, AI-powered facial recognition and IoT sensors can be used to analyze in-store behavior. That helps retailers optimize product placement and create more engaging experiences.
Since you're bringing the power of online personalization into the brick-and-mortar world.
Exactly. And AI is even transforming inventory management with predictive analytics for demand forecasting. It helps retailers avoid those stockouts and make sure they have the right products on hand. And then there's visual search and recommendations, where customers can use their smartphones to scan products in store and get instant recommendations or product information.
Wow, it's like having a personal shopping assistant right in your pocket.
Pretty cool, huh? And finally, AI is really making a big impact on ad tech and media planning. You've got AI-powered analytics dashboards that give you a complete view of your campaign performance. Customer lifetime value modeling helps you understand the long-term impact of your marketing efforts, and ROI-focused optimization ensures that you're spending your marketing dollars in the most effective way.
So it's like you've got this whole team of virtual data scientists working 24/7 to optimize your strategies.
It's a game changer for sure. And the article really drives home the point that the real power comes from fusing data and AI across all those core building blocks of your IT and MarTech ecosystem.
It's not just about the individual technologies. It's how they all work together to create this truly transformative experience.
You got it. So by embracing this data-driven, AI-powered approach, businesses can create these really seamless, personalized, and ultimately delightful omni-channel experiences that are going to meet and exceed the expectations of today's hyper-connected consumer.
Wow, this has been an incredible deep dive. Really eye-opening to see just how far we've come in terms of using data to understand and engage with customers.
I agree. It's clear that data and AI are the future of customer experience. But as we explore all these possibilities, it's important to remember, technology is only part of the equation. We can't forget about the human touch. Empathy, a genuine desire to connect with customers on a personal level, those things are always going to be essential.
Absolutely, technology can enhance the experience, but it can't replace that human connection. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the world of data-driven omnichannel CX.
It's been my pleasure.
And all our listeners out there, as you embark on your own omnichannel journey, remember to start with a solid data strategy. Embrace the power of technology, and never lose sight of that human element. With the right approach, you can create some truly exceptional experiences that will delight your customers and drive some really incredible business success